That night, Tanjiro could no longer control himself, no more. He longed for you in more ways than one. He desired you in more ways than one. He needed you in more ways than one. 3 days and no letter. Not even a small sign of you missing. What if something happened to you? What if one of those pillars was courting you, making you forget about him, making you theirs? You already belonged to him. Tanjiro and you were binded together by love and by the world itself. There was no way you would belong to someone else. As he kept grinning, warning. As he kept grinding the pillow against his hard-on, and was not only his pleasure but worry. Also his groans increased. His brain seemed to melt. All the remaining sanity he used to hold on to now was non-existent. He needed to see your smile once again, to hear your laugh, to feel your embrace. He needed your love and your innocent, unaware, and clumsy self. Oh, what blessing would it be to have you in his arms again? His eyes rolled back and his jaw clenched hard. His hands and feet felt numb as his hips pressed the pillow harder. With one and final low groan, he ended his vulgar act, staining the pillow and the hem of his shirt. Tanjiro got to his feet with a hiss, cleaning his mess quickly and with an old rag nearby. Once he finished cleaning, he sat on his bed, looking out the window. He sighed. I miss you so much. Yeah, so much that you masturbate to her. A male scoffed. Tanjiro looked at the door. Zenitsu was just entering the room. This made the redhead glare at the blonde, who lightly lifted his hand with amusement. I just want to get food, don't overreact. Unlike you, I don't spy on Yin-chan while she sleeps. Don't ever say her name as if you're so close to her. Tanjiro scoffed in disdain, Zenitsu mimicking him under breath. This made Tanjiro irk with anger. And I didn't know Kayaka had food in his lab. You know how kids are. They hide food everywhere. Zenitsu shrugged, chuckling. Oh, so carefree. Tanjiro had it. He swiftly leapt out of his bed and held Zenitsu's neck with immense strength, said blonde, wincing still, yet smirkingly, smugly. Oh, the calm and patient Tanjiro Kamado is mad. I'm so scared. Quit the bullshit and stay away from Yin and I. Tanjiro sneered, applying more pressure to his grip. Zenitsu coughed and hacked lightly. Yin has given up on you years ago. But she pitied you and gave you a small space in her life. Nothing important, though. Just the position of an awkward ex that everyone feels sorry for. So whatever you think is a chance with her, forget it. I knew Yin-chan had a bad taste in men when she fell for me. Zenitsu laughed between pants and grunts up for air. But man, you are way worse than me. Tanjiro scoffed, letting go of Zenitsu and heading towards the window. Leaving so soon? Zenitsu taunted, to which Tanjiro growled lightly. You're just not worthy of my time. And that Tanjiro was gone. Zenitsu scoffed before jolting his wide eyes. Kayaka, he panicked, pacing around the room. If he tells Yin, she will hate me for sure. She will never be able to talk to her ever again. His eyes filled with tears and looked at nothing, his lips quivering and his heart trembling painfully. I don't want her to hate me. How could he even reason with Kayaka? That child was stubborn and he didn't wait for an explanation, just like Inosuke. Maybe if he forced Kayaka to listen to him, after all, you can fight fire with fire. Zenitsu would do his best not to try and injure him. Of course, that would be the last straw, the thread that dictates the end of their friendship. The moment for Zenitsu was that Kayaka was always around Inosuke. Maybe that girl-faced boarhead was dumb, but not stupid. Inosuke knew something happened between Kayaka and him. Zenitsu. So this made Zenitsu's reasoning plan difficult. The blonde sighed heavily. Looks like he was stuck to the role of being the bad guy after all. Yin! Tanjiro called, entering Mitsuri's house. He was smiling nervously, carefully inspecting every room on site. I know what you're going to say, but I miss you lots. And tomorrow you're leaving, so I wanted to at least... Under his feet, a paper was lying. Tanjiro picked up the half-torn paper. His expression changed from confusion to anger and worry. Hello? Kabushki said from afar, alerting Tanjiro. Mitsuri-san, Yin-chan, are you back already? As the Kabuski turned around the corner and faced the hallway, he was puzzled to see the redhead. Do you need something? The Kabuski asked worriedly. Tanjiro gulped, smiling as casually as possible. I came looking for Yin, but I guess she's not here, right? Mitsuri-san and Yin-san left to the butterfly estate a couple of minutes ago. The other male replied before realizing something. You're Tanjiro, right? Yeah, I guess Yin told you about me. Tanjiro smiled with silent relief. I kinda guessed it since she said that you tend to be too paranoid about her and would often do this kind of things. The I can't say it right today. The Kazuki. Oh my god. The Kabuski said with a small laugh. I can see she was right. I really can't help but worry about her, Tanjiro said sincerely, scratching the back of his neck sheepishly. It's fine, man, the boy with black attire reassured. Can you not tell anyone I was here, especially Yin? Tanjiro pleaded nervously. She'll get mad at me if she finds out I did this. Don't worry, I got you. He nodded, to which Tanjiro thanked and walked back. Before you go, Tanjiro stopped walking and looked at the Kabuski. Kayukis. Can you tell Yin to take care of herself? The alpha-dimensional male requested, blushing under his facial attire. All of us really got attached to her, including Mitsuri-san, so yeah. Tanjiro's nails pierced his palms once again as he tried to contain his anger any further. His clenched jaw hurting as his fake smile became more unreal with each passing second. Why, of course. Thank you. Be careful, Tanjiro. The Kayuki, I don't know how to say their name. Kayushki, farewell, watching Tanjiro leave. Kayaka, you called with desperation and fear, looking inside every room you entered. There was no one, which made you panic even more. Kayaka, Shinobu and the other sons are sleeping way too heavily, Mitsuri said, reaching your side. She was just as worried as you. Something's not right about this. Hayo, a small voice resent on the halls, quickly getting your attention. Kayaka! You ran to where Kayaka's voice originated from, Mitsuri following. Once you saw the small boy's silk head, yourself was overwhelmed with relief and exhaustion, yet his pale and tired features didn't erase all of your worries. Kayaka, as soon as he saw you, he let out small whispers, as if holding his wails back. Both Kayaka and you ran towards each other. Kayaka, dear gods. Hayo. Kayaka sobbed, hugging you tightly. You, of course, wasted no time hugging back. Mitsuri wasn't left behind, for she also joined the hug and cries. I know I shouldn't cry, but You're crying too. It's all right, you said with a small, struggling smile and a sigh of relief before hugging Kayaka once again. I'm here now. Hano is here, my sweet sunshine. The emotional moment was broken when Mitsuri looked behind her. She soon called your name. You, of course, followed her gaze. Inosuke and Zenitsu stood there, battered, covered in bruises and blood, and with their clothes torn. Their breathing was ragged and uneven, hitching ever so often. Mitsuri and you quickly went to aid them. The Pinkett tried to rest one of Zenitsu's arms over her shoulder, but he refused. So she opted for helping Inosuke while you took care of Zenitsu. Kayaka, get whatever you need to cure them, you ordered. Kayaka nodded and squeezing his way into the infirmary. He began to rummage around, grabbing vitals, bandages, creams, and packets. Yanshan, Zenitsu whined weakly, getting her attention. Zenitsu, he sighed dreadfully, resting the blonde on his bed. What happened? Why are you and Inosuke like this? How do they... We ran into a demon, Inosuke erupted. Kayaka stopped what he was doing and stared at the boarhead with disbelief. A demon? Mitsuru exclaimed. So near the estate? What about Tanjiro? You asked, worried. Why did Kayaka send me a letter? Why is Kayaka in such a horrid state? I got poisoned and Kayaka panicked, so he tried to tell you via letter, Zenitsu replied. The demon tried to catch Kayaka, but Inosuke and I did our best to defend him. I think Tanjiro went after the demon. Tanjiro worries about you, but he gets into the worst situations than you. Mitsuri pouted, puffing her cheeks cutely. What a good boyfriend he is. As soon as Tanjiro arrives to the estate, he'll hear me out. You fumed, clenching the bed very hardly. Kayaka and I will go to sleep, Inosuke said, carrying the small blanket on his shoulders. If Kayaka was like a sack of potatoes. He hasn't slept much, and Kazaka needs sleep more than anyone since he's a kid. Then let me help you tuck Kayaka into bed, or carry him at least, you offered. You're pushing yourself too hard already. Maybe I can sing him or tell him a story. He'll fall asleep very quickly, Inosuke demanded, opening the door. And this wounds don't hurt me at all. Wait! You rushed to both males' side. You kissed Kayaka on the forehead and whispered, I love you, at him. Kayaka kissed you on your forehead, too, but very weakly. He was indeed tired. He then placed your hand over one of Inosuke's. I pray that God of health helps you and heals you. I can't thank you enough for all you have done for Kayaka and me. Marry me, it would be a good way to thank me, Inosuke offered, surely smirking triumphantly under his mask. You scoffed with a smile, lightly hitting Inosuke on the back of his head. Seriously? You giggled. You soon unrushing both males out of the bed. Good night, you two. Good night. Mitsuri waved both of the males. Inosuke half waved as he closed the door. Well, it'd be all right for me to leave once again after this, you asked Mitsuri. I mean, Kayaka is terrified, and then this demon attack, and Tanjiro isn't here yet. Relax, Yin. Everything will be all right if you stay calm, Mitsuri said, holding your hands. How about I take care of Kayaka and you? You and me are like super besties, and you'll be more than sure that Kayaka will be in good hands. Besides, I always wanted to take care of the little boy. He's quite attached to Inosuke, he replied, and he really enjoys being with Shinobu-san. I want Kayaka to stay, but in that letter he wrote, he wanted to leave this place so desperately. Just like Zenitsu said, Kayaka-kun panicked and exaggerated things, Mitsuri hummed. But Kayaka is not prone to being so afraidful of things like that. You sighed, but your mind soon clicked. Or maybe he is. That incident at Nakatoma opened his eyes and gave him a little scare. He must be still processing it. Yin! A male's voice called, sliding the door open. Tanjiro! You exclaimed, the aforementioned male extending his arms to you. Yet instead of hugging him, you hit him straight on his stomach. You reckless, you idiot! I'm sorry, Tanjiro wheezed out, rubbing his stomach in attempts to ease down the pain. Idiot. Mitsuri hit Tanjiro on the head, said male falling back and hesitantly hitting the floor. This never stopped Mitsuri from hitting him over and over. Your girlfriend was worried sick about you, and what do? You disappear, you idiot. Did you at least kill the demon? Too strong, Tanjiro muttered, almost knocked unconscious due to Mitsuri's strength. The demon was too strong? You widened your eyes. What if it was an upper moon? Mitsuri said with a gasp. This is really serious. You sighed helplessly, helping Tanjiro lay on a bed. I think it may not be a good idea to leave Kayaka here after all. You should trust Inosuke more, Zenitsu said softly, for his injuries did a great number on him. Sadly, life is not that peaceful and nice, even less when you're in the demon slaying course. I think Inosuke is doing a great job of taking care of Kayaka so far. And so are you complimented, causing Zenitsu's face and hugging Tanjiro. And you. Even if you make me worry and lose my temper. Are you leaving today? Tanjiro asked weakly, holding her hand. I have to. You hummed, kissing his hand. Okay. Tanjiro whined sadly. His weak expression vanished once his fingers caressed your hand. Your ring. You felt your face begin pale. You were more than sure that Tanjiro already smelled your fear and nervousness. There was no way you could evade him. Hello? Anyone awake? A voice echoed outside the room. Not long after, the door slid open, revealing a white-haired man with a strange mark on his left eye. He was carrying your bag. Oh, so you're here. Izui-san! Mitsuri exclaimed. I went looking for Yin back at your stay, but I didn't find either of you, the alpha-missional male said, walking inside the room and looking at you with crossed arms. Seriously, you wasted my flamboyant entrance. That I did back at Mitsuri's estate. I apologize. You squealed with embarrassment, bowing. So, ready to leave? Uzui asked with a grunt. Or are you still going to tell these monkeys goodbye? I'm here too, you know, Mitsuri pouted, lightly hitting Uzui on his side. And I am accompanying Yin-chan to your place. Go tend your own business, busy bee. Uzui waved the pinkette away before patting you on the back. Let's leave already. Tenio-san. Yes? You nodded, leaving the room. As both of you walked away, your voice reassured again. Wait, Tenio? I am going, Mitsuri exclaimed, pouting. She leapt on Uzui's back, holding tight. You crazy woman, let go, Uzui said, trying to reach Mitsuri and get her off his back. You laughed at their behavior, soon speaking to the albino male. Let her be, Uzui-san. The albino stopped his actions with a tisk. He gave up and began walking. As Mitsuri snickered victorious, you waved goodbye at the males one last time before closing the door. Once the trio left, an awkward silence resounded over. Somehow Tanjiro's silly, yet not silly at all, expectant, was covered by your own stress and your miserable self. Fighting a demon, Zenitsu poisoned, Inosuke and Zenitsu working together? This just all smelled like bullshit to him. Really? Why would these two idiots work together? They are barely friends, even. Unless Tanjiro didn't lost you thanks to your alliance, you would surely hate Tanjiro for the rest of your life if it wasn't for them. Save your half-assed words, Kamado. Zenitsu interrupted him with hateful in his tone. He didn't even look at Tanjiro. We did it for Yin's sake only. You already know that, so quit your good boy act with us. Tanjiro frowned at his words and opted to just fall asleep. Why did you lie to Hado? We were working together. Are you working together with Zenitsu? Kayako protested, standing over the bed and flailing his fists around, just like how Inosuke would act when throwing tantrums. Explain that bullshit. Inosuke folded his arms and scoffed. What do you think would happen if Yin knew what really happened, huh? She would kick Zenitsu out of her life, of course, Kayako replied, never creasing his arms' movements. She would like you more because you saved me. Wrong. Inosuke lightly hit Kayaka on the head, said child stopping his tantrums in a flash and sitting on the bed while looking at the green-eyed. She would get mad at Zenitsu and me. I shouldn't be fighting that dumbass. I'd be kicked out of the Demon Slaying course, remember? Kayaka's eyes widened with realization. And I would never see you again, right? Exactly. Inosuke carefully tugged Kayaka into bed. Don't try to do things on your own. Kimashi dutu. You're just a kid. Damn it. Sorry, Kayaka muttered, sighing heavily before rolling onto his side. So, what will we do about Zenitsu? I just said you're a kid, Inosuke grunted, lying next to Kayaka. Let the grown-ups worry about that. This is a fight between me and him. All you have to think about are your potions and being as awesome as me. Kayaka giggled, smiling brightly at the older male. All right. As the small girl read on and about, she sang a small song to the toddler next to her. By the way, this is Kayaka's dream. He was humming the song's tune, shaking his head with soft rhythm. Kayaka was the name that the girl chose for him. His name used to be Kodoko, but it was changed to his last name, as a reminder of what Kayaka must avoid becoming on later. He knew that Hanawa wasn't his mother. She told him, and she looked way too young to be his mother. But he loved her as truly as his own mother. He always wondered why there was no father in the picture. Not a literal picture, but in his small, strange family, Hanao never mentioned his real father. And she had no husband. Of course not. She was barely 9. Kayaka made questions regarding his past to the doctor that helped Hanawa's maid, and even Hanawa herself. Yet some questions had no answers, or they simply didn't want to tell him to know the answer to, which is why must he remain hidden inside a small space in the walls for most of his life. Although Hanawa's mother, or Hanawa-sama, as Kayaka calls her, is rarely home, Kayaka is not allowed outside the room. But who was he to disobey the only person he knew and cared for? As Hanawa's song ended, he kept on reading. Kayaka stumbled upon a small compartment under Hanawa's bed. It contained many sealed papers, colorful ribbons, cheap jewelry, and photographs. With small suggestions, he carried the items outside the compartment and placed it next to Hanawa. She stopped reading and gazed softly at the infant. It seems you have found my letters. Would you perhaps want me to show you what these letters are? She spoke. Kayaka soon nodded. Hanawa smiled lightly. This must remain a secret, agreed? Agree, Kayaka reassured. He instantly watched Hanawa unwrap the letters, scattering them with care, along with the gifts and ribbons. So many letters and photographs, and even objects Hanawa showed him had a story, all of them portraying and repeating the same person with the photographs and the letters. Who is he? Kayaka asked, picking one of the photographs. He looked at Haruo-san's foolish smile as she giggled amusingly. Agietsu-sama. He's my pen pal. Pen pals are friends you make when writing letters. Agimet-sama and I are the same age. He lives in Nayogoma. We send each other letters whenever we can, and he always gives me such wonderful presents like this one. Hanawa smiled lovingly as she placed her hands on the back of her neck, undoing a thick black string. It was a necklace. Said necklace had a small crystal box with a vibrant purple wisteria flower inside. Kayaka's eyes were wide with awe. Hanawa giggled cutely, placing the necklace back on and hiding it within her clothing. He always tells me how much he loves me and always reassures me. He is such a great gentleman, and I could not help but fall in love with him. Will he be my father? Kayaka asked with a bright smile. Hanawa's sad smile brought his spirits down. He needed no words to know what the answer was. But you love each other. I'm afraid things do not work like that, she said with a hum. Agiya-sama is a commoner, and I am a monarch per se. So it is impossible for us to be together. It seems like love has no power over social status. Kayaka hummed with dread, looking at the floor. There is a small pause. There is no words to keep conversation going. Perhaps you can find a father one day. Hanawa smiled kindly, ruffling the little boy's hair. The blackhead beamed. I will find the best father ever, he claimed. He will be strong and amazing and brave, and he will be a monk per se. Monarch, Kayaka, Hanoa corrected, giggling oh so dimly. He will love you and lots, and he will protect us. Just you wait. I will find the perfect father, Kayaka said before tackling Hano, hugging her. Hayo smiled at the infant, ruffling his hair once again. I am counting on you. That letter was the first one that ever made Hanoa most ferocious she has ever been in her life. Kayaka knew that. Now that Hanoa was 10, her search for courting candidates would begin. Hanoa-sama found a man that was supposedly also blessed by gods. He never aged, a divine sign that the gods can bring eternity to the most loyal of people. Hanoa wanted to tell Hanoa-sama about her secret love, Agimitsu-san, yet she was afraid that Hanoa-sama would rage and commit an awful wrongdoing, just like with her sister, his mother, and Hanoa's brother. Anywho, Hanoa was greatly angered that night. Kayaka never saw her that mad. Seeing her crying rivers, yes, but never like that. Someone he loves? Someone he loves? Then what about me? Hanoa growled, pacing around the room, her hands clenching the letter, crumbling it, and also tearing it to nothing. What am I then? What have I been for the past 4 years? All those words, all those gifts, all those... Hanoa knocked over the small jewelry chest beside her bed, letting out an enraged yell. Kayaka watched her, afraid. Once Hanoa's eyes met with Kayaka's afraid eyes, she realized what she did and began to sob. Crouching on the floor, Hanoa lied there for a good while, crying her heart out and ranting. Kayaka quickly knelt next to Hanoa and hugged her, attempting to ease her pain down. He said he loved me, Hanoa said between hiccups and sniffles. But it was all a lie. Kayaka's mind began to think. Why would people hurt someone they love? Why did Akimitsu lie to Hanao? Weren't they meant to be? Isn't love supposed to be cute and nice? That day, Kayaka understood how big the task was that Hanao unconventionally placed over his small shoulders. He needed to find the perfect man for both Hanao and him. Someone who wouldn't treat her the way Akimitsu-sama did. Someone who actually cares for her. It was all up to him now. So, our training with Mitsuri-san has ended, a man spoke with kindness, caressing a crow with extended features. She's now headed to Uzui's estate. The man, with the help of 2 kids, stood up and set the crow on the windowsill, said animal soon flapping its wings and flying away. I cannot wait to see how strong you will become, the man said, smiling softly. Yen Hanuo, or Tenio Hashira.